Welcome to the fifth edition of The Closest They Came, a series where we take a look back on the days when drivers, winless at NASCAR's highest level, came painfully close to etching their names into the history books. Dick Trickle had notable success on short tracks in the Midwest during the 70s and 80s, winning well over 1,000 feature races. He was one of the most prolific drivers of all time in that realm, ultimately winning 7 ARTGO championships and 2 ASA titles. After making 16 sporadic starts in the Cup Series between 1970 and 1986, he would make his first full season effort in 1989, winning Rookie of the Year at 48 years old driving for the Stavola brothers. He would enter the 1990 Budweiser 500 driving for Cale Yarborough, having earned 8 top 5s and 16 top 10s in his Cup Series career up to that point, with a best finish of 3rd coming on 3 separate occasions. He would take the first pole of his career in qualifying, averaging 145.814 miles per hour on his timed lap.
Now let's check the Sears diehard starting grid. On the pole, his first ever in Winston Cup competition, from Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin, to the Phillips 66 Pontiac, Dick Trickle, driving number 66.
Well, Bob, you know how important the confidence is for a driver. Well, after running for Rookie of the Year a year ago, Dick Trickle, who had been accustomed to winning on the short tracks everywhere in this country, had probably lost a little bit of confidence. But then he won the Winston Open at Charlotte 2 weeks ago. Then he almost came close to winning the Busch Series race. He certainly has a lot of confidence, and he proved it by putting his car on the pole today. They are indeed pumped up here in the Phillips 66 pits. As you see, they are pumped up. The numbers are with Dick Trickle. He was a 33rd different Busch pole winner in his 55th start, and he's driving car number 66. It just might happen today.
After leading the field to the green, he would be overtaken by Mark Martin on the second lap and would begin to fall back. The weather forecast had been showing a threat of rain, which contributed to aggressive racing early on. He would survive contact with Dale Earnhardt, occurring during this fight up front.
Dale Earnhardt on the outside, 5th position, trailing the first 4 cars, Rusty Wallace. In-car cameras today, we have 3 of them. One of them carried by Dick Trickle, and Dale Earnhardt out of shape as he got bumped a little.
Yes, I think he did get bumped a little bit. I think he and Dick Trickle both touched each other, and Earnhardt lost a couple of spots.
Here is a replay, and we'll see where the contact occurred.
We can see Earnhardt in the black car going up on the outside of Dick Trickle. Trickle goes up just a little bit, perhaps not knowing Earnhardt's there, and touches him. Earnhardt has to get off the gas and drive high. Wow.
Several cars look like they're pretty loose out there in the early going.
These guys doesn't seem to realize that this is the monster. Oh, look at Rusty sideways down in the middle of 1 and 2.
Yeah, they're racing like it's the last 10 laps.
Well, maybe they realize that this thing is only going to go maybe 251 miles. The showers that were about 100 miles away from here at 8:30 this morning when we arrived have dissipated. And I think there is a very good possibility that we're going to see a completion of this race, all 500 miles. The sun is shining brightly right now, although we do have a very strong west wind.
It would become apparent early on that the team had predicted the weather wrong and had missed the setup, eventually falling out of the top 10.
Trickle, and he was the pole sitter of this race, but has dropped off just a little bit.
In fact, he's running in 10th place, Bob. He has dropped back pretty far in the field.
That's Ernie Irvan behind Trickle. Then comes Harry Gant and Sterling Marlin. And Ernie Irvan has thoughts of going to the inside of Dick Trickle, but doesn't.
You can see out the back of Dick Trickle's car, the pack of cars that have come up on him trying to get around.
Let's go to Jerry Punch, who has a comment on the number 66 car of Dick Trickle.
A lot of concern in the Trickle pits, as well as possibly Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt, believe it or not, that the cars are very, very loose here early on. They knew it would be warm yesterday. They expected a much cooler, overcast day today, so the cars are a lot looser than they wanted them to be. One of the reasons Dick Trickle has dropped back so far early on is while we were in commercial break a moment ago, the right side of his car tapped the concrete wall coming out of turn 2. We are told that Trickle has radioed his crew and said, I think it's okay, but let's check it the first time we get a chance to get on pit road.
Look at this battle. Ooh. We had some contact there between Michael Waltrip in the yellow and blue car and Dale Jarrett in the 21. That is Dick Trickle in 66 and Sterling Marlin in 94 as Trickle continues to lose positions.
Yeah, all that pack of cars has caught Dick Trickle, and he was holding him up for a little bit. Trickle's car not working too well. Now Michael Waltrip and Dale Jarrett behind him running side by side, each of them looking for a place to go.
While we watch the pole sitter Dick Trickle fall back, we'd like to tell you that Goodyear will donate a check for $1,000 to the Winston Cup Racing Wives Auxiliary in the name of our pole sitter Dick Trickle, car number 66.
Oh, Dale Jarrett was on the inside of Dick Trickle just a lap or so ago, and Trickle moved down, took away that inside spot. All the cars were going by on the outside.
Yeah, he got himself in a bad position there. He didn't realize that Trickle was going to move down to the inside and let him by on the outside. So Dale had moved up to about 12th position from his 17th starting position, but now he's lost back most of those positions.
Terry Labonte, the Skoll Oldsmobile, trying to go by on the outside. Rick Wilson behind him, the Dinnerville Oldsmobile.
Everybody is passing Dick Trickle, as obviously he has some problems. That bump at the wall has obviously affected the handling and the running of that car. Here comes the 57 car of Jimmy Spencer now up on the outside.
A caution on lap 23 for a broken camshaft on Earnhardt's car would be a relief for Trickle, allowing him to pit for adjustments. This appeared to have righted the ship and would allow a rebound to begin.
Look at this battle, though. There's Ricky Rudd now moving in. Also Dick Trickle and Terry Labonte.
Well, Dale Jarrett got caught on the inside when he was trying to pass Trickle a while back. He got caught behind Davey Allison this time when Allison went high and lost another bunch of positions.
Following a crash involving Michael Waltrip and Alan Kulwicki on lap 77, Trickle would re-enter the top 10 on the following pit sequence.
In turn number 2, and here's a replay. Looks like Michael was running all by himself.
Yep, the car, the back end just goes around. Whether a tire went down, don't know, but anyway, he spins her around, and Alan Kulwicki coming up behind gets in the smoke, can't see. That's a very tough spot of the racetrack over there, Benny. It's a blind spot.
Well, it's a very blind spot, and the smoke.
Yep.
Back out in competition. Now that pit stop covered from all angles.
And that's the bumper cam out of the back of Red Bodine's automobile.
All right, so pit stops during our third caution period of the afternoon on lap number 77.
He would narrowly miss the spinning car of Rick Wilson on lap 100.
Up there on the outside, and around he goes.
I'm sure a tire blew because we see all that smoke. I don't think Rick hit the brakes. I think he nailed the throttle trying to make the car make a 360.
Turn 2 from the in car, and the car just ahead is the one that will get in trouble. That's Rick Wilson, the yellow number 75.
Well, the back end gets loose and just goes around sort of lazily like there for a moment.
Wow, we just missed him with this car. Let me speculate what happened on this. They have put some tar down in the cracks on the racetrack.
By the 1/3 point in the race, he was solidly back into the top 10, as the race would enter a long green flag stretch. Following another round of pit stops, his car would become even stronger, entering the top 5 not long after.
And you can see there that Dick Trickle is currently in 4th position. Now, should he win this event, the Unocal bonus money is worth $22,800. He was the pole sitter of this event, out-qualifying Mark Martin by a little more than 1 mile an hour.
He would eat up the top 3 as the handling really came to him, regaining the lead on lap 232.
Here's Dick Trickle trying to move into 3rd place around the car number 25 of Ken Schrader. So Trickle on the move. Boy, he must have had a tremendous pit stop. He was running about 7th before they made the green flag pit stops. Now he finds himself in 3rd place.
So yeah, Dick Trickle, after falling back at the start of this race, has really come on strong here in the last few laps.
It looks like that the cars that started the race that were loose, the racetrack is coming to them. The cars that started the race perfect are too tight now.
Trickle now closing in on Ernie Irvin for 2nd position. Here comes Schrader passing Terry Labonte. There's the Unocal bonus money of $22,800 available to Dick Trickle. Should he win this race, and he pulls right up on the back bumper of Ernie Irvin. Now goes to the inside.
Irvin's car goes up a little bit coming off of turn 2, and that gave Trickle the opening he needed. He just motors right on back.
Dick Trickle moves into 2nd position. Trickle is 2nd. Irvin back to 3rd. Dick Trickle trying to take over the lead from Kyle Petty. And because it reminded me of Ralph Griffin driving the front. Now here comes Trickle. He's going to challenge Kyle on the inside in the 4th corner. He's got a Rick Wilson right in front of him.
Rick moves out of the way.
Battle for the lead going into turn 1. Dick Trickle is going to pass Kyle Petty and take over the top position. Trickle holding that car right on the low side of the racetrack.
Tell you what, this car is really working well. Looks like Dick Trickle and Doug Williams have found a combination here at Dover that works magnificent. Look how low he stays right on the line. The rest of the car is drifting up.
That's what he did when he qualified and set fast time. Had the car hooked up to run right on the bottom of the racetrack.
He would give up the lead to Ken Schrader on lap 276 upon pitting the lap before. Unfortunately, due to a slow stop and a handful of cars being on an off-sequence strategy, the lead would eventually cycle around to Rusty Wallace, leaving Trickle in 6th.
The 27 car of Rusty Wallace is the leader of the race. He is, remember, out of sequence now with everybody else on pit stop. So Rusty Wallace is the leader at the moment with 282 laps completed.
He would find himself back into the top 5 just around the 300-mile mark.
Yeah.
New Chevrolet back here at King.
Dick Trickle has caught Bill Elliott, and this is a race for 4th spot.
Yeah, 4th position. Bill Elliott in number 9 is 4th, and Dick Trickle in 66 is in 5th at the moment. That's Darrell Waltrip, of course, in car number 17, who is well off the pace. He is 2 laps down, being shown in 16th position.
Darrell Waltrip has had all kinds of problems. Oh, look here, Trickle comes on the inside of Elliott.
Again, he got a nice bite coming off the corner to the low side of the racetrack. And now let's see if that low groove is going to work for Trickle. Yes, it does. That's exactly where that car likes to run.
With the speed in his car and a short pit by Kyle Petty, he would continue to move forward, overtaking the lead from Sterling Marlin on lap 337.
And that gives the lead back to Dick Trickle. But again, he's going to have a pit stop in the next few laps. And so is Ernie Irvin and Derry Cope.
He would hold on for the next 18 laps until making his next pit stop.
He's motioning the people behind him. He's going in.
Yep, Jerry Punch is right there. Here comes Dick Trickle in for his stop.
Once again, Wallace would cycle back into the lead, albeit on older tires. Trickle would enter a heated battle for second with Kyle Petty around the 380-mile mark, knowing this would be for the lead when it came time for Wallace to pit. Unfortunately, it would not end well for Trickle.
Winston Cup car to competition. Jimmy Horton, right. Boy, Kyle really closes in on Trickle in the corners.
Yes, he does. I had to go around the car number 7, the J.D. McDuffie car.
Oh, did you see the 66 car get the sideways?
Ooh, yeah.
Tire smoke up in the corner?
Yep.
Trickle might have got his tires a little bit hot. Let's see if Kyle can do anything with him.
Nope, can't take the position away from Dick Trickle, and so Dick maintains third. Kyle Petty, or rather second. Kyle Petty is in third position. Fourth is Sterling Marlin. Fifth is Mark Martin.
Oh, Kyle hits Trickle and he spins.
Trickle spins to the inside of the racetrack. The car is still spinning. And the yellow flag comes out. Incident between Dick Trickle in 66 and Kyle Petty in 42.
We can see Dick Trickle get the car a little bit out of shape. It looked like Kyle Petty just touched him, and Trickle spins the car all the way down the back straightaway. No, he does not hit the inside wall, folks. He does not hit it.
Despite the spin, he would escape without major damage and remain on the lead lap. The race would resume on lap 393, and unfortunately for Trickle, the car would be a little off from where it was, having suffered a broken shock in the spin.
Now, Trickle had slowed a little bit a lap ago, Bob. I don't know if he has a problem or if he just thought he had a problem. He slowed down for a little bit, got on the inside of the racetrack. Bill Elliott went up on the outside and went around him. Now it looks like he's maybe back up to speed, but just behind him is Derek Cope. You can see Cope there in the car number 10, and Mark Martin right behind Derek Cope.
5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Elliott in 5th.
And I believe Trickle does have a problem. Here goes Derek Cope trying to move on the outside of him. Trickle staying right down on the bottom of the racetrack.
Don't think Trickle is quite as fast as he was before the spin.
That is holding off Cope so far.
Jerry Punch, what is the situation with Dick Trickle? Is it a serious problem for him?
Well, after we talked to Doug Williams a moment ago, they didn't think they had a problem except the car was getting very, very loose. They said he may have a tire going down. But unfortunately, Dick, his radio just a moment ago, said he thinks he might have a right rear shock broken, which may have occurred when he spun over there in turn 2. So a tough break for Dick Trickle here at Dover.
A caution on lap 421 for Jeff Bodine's incident on the backstretch would provide some relief and an opportunity to work on the car. With the car feeling better, he would methodically work through the field over the final 72 laps, eventually coming up a bit short, finishing third behind Derek Cope and Ken Schrader.
And here is Dick Trickle moving up.
Dick Trickle trying to move around Morgan Shepherd. There's Sterling Marlin in the Sunoco Oldsmobile number 94.
Dick Trickle, there he is, back in 5th place. Then Ernie back in the pack. Meanwhile, we see the 25 car of Ken Schrader being challenged. In fact, look at Dick Trickle close in on Schrader.
Yeah, he was running 5th not too long ago. He passed Mark Martin, and now he's closing in on Ken Schrader.
And we are also very close to that track record, 122.7 currently. The track record is 124.7. And Dick Trickle trying to work to the inside of Ken Schrader to take over 3rd spot. He can't get the job done.
Boys, Trickle working on the bottom of the racetrack. Watch Schrader go in high and Trickle go to the bottom of the racetrack.
He may have him this time coming off the turn. They're side by side at the line. Ooh, maybe some contact between the two right there.
Close.
Schrader able to hold off the challenge for the moment, maintaining 3rd spot over Dick Trickle.
Jimmy Means, the Alka-Seltzer Pontiac, in Trickle's line on the bottom of the racetrack, so Trickle's going to have to back off and follow Ken Schrader down through 1 and 2.
Standing job today. The driver, the crew, everybody associated with that team, bringing Derek Cope another victory. Let's go to John Kernan, who's with Buddy. 3rd place finisher, standing by with John Kernan.
Well, Dick, you say you're not tired, just hot. You ready to go out there and run another 500 here?
Well, I think we need to replace a shock on the rear, because about 2/3 through the race, you know, a shock failed on us and car started bouncing, especially in the bumps off of 2. And, you know, I called it in there. And then we had a flat tire at one time and got spun out because of it, which was my own fault because I was trying to drive with a flat tire and all over the racetrack. But we did a lot of racing, you know, coming from the back, front to back, the front to the back, you know, and we had, at times we had a car good enough to win the race, but it didn't have to be at the end. I think we could have got a shock on her, which would have cost us too much time. We wouldn't have got 3rd, so he just said drive it out, you know. And Doug told me to put a cool suit in there, and I said, nah, we don't need one. I told him in the race, I said, next time you tell me to put one in, put it in. Don't even ask me, because car drove good. I didn't really get tired, but I got terrible warm in the car. And I hope Phillips 66, Top Arctic Motor Oil, and Pontiac, and Kale, and all the guys are proud, because we worked hard to get this. We've been having a couple pretty good weeks here.
Dick Trickle, a 3rd place finish after some adversity.
Though he never won a points-paying Cup Series event, Trickle would claim the 1990 Winston Open and a close finish over Rob Moroso.
Ernie Irvin closes up right behind. Marlin rides in 4th place. Moroso pushes his nose ahead. Unbelievable.
Well, for the last lap, that's a close one.
There's Ernie Irvin sitting right up behind him. Moroso and Trickle. Trickle comes just a bit ahead. And at the line, they're neck and neck, but it looked like Trickle to me.
He would later claim 2 popular Busch Series wins in the late 90s.
White flag, Dick Trickle, who finished 2nd at Charlotte in May of 1996, and 2nd just a couple of weeks ago in Las Vegas here on TNN, is trying in his 51st start to win his first NASCAR Busch Series race. Dick Trickle and Shoemaker Racing Team going to victory lane.
And finally the caution flag is out. This might be it.
They scramble
back to the line.
out of turn 4. Here comes a run on the inside. Down to the start finish line. The caution flag is waving. Wow. And a big smile from the Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin driver. He wins the 16th running of the Duraloop 200 presented by Bilo.
Trickle would make his final Cup Series start at Dover in 2002, driving for Dave Marcus, finishing his career with 15 top 5 and 36 top 10 finishes. Fighting through a litany of issues, Trickle came up just short in taking the 1990 Budweiser 500. Early 90s Dover races were a test of man and machine, 500 miles on a physically tolling track with immense G-forces by design were an ultimate test of survival. Though he may not have claimed a victory at the Cup Series level, his record on the track speaks for itself.